Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacy and Chris and I say goodbye a little while to Ghost as we review Season 1, Episode 5, mid-season finale. A lot of things happened. I loved it and I hated it. I must admit. But anyway, as always, Stacy, where would you like to start?
Tasha doing what Tasha does. Absolutely nothing. Nothing works for her. None of her ideas make any fucking sense. They never work out. They're always maneuvering behind her back to do other shit that she has no idea about. And then she calls herself, I'm going to handle it. No, you're not.
You in jail with a burner phone. Like, what are you handling?
He's dropped on by the guards trying to call your lawyer to take a plea. And then they calling the DA like, oh yeah, she trying to take a plea. Like, what kind of shit is this?
I almost thought that maybe she did it with the burner phone, and I was like, oh shit, they got the burner phone. But she went to the straight, like, to the legit phone. Like, I've never been in jail, but I thought that shit was regulated. Like, you can't just get out and be like, hey, I gotta make a phone call real quick. Okay, go ahead, knock stuff out. Just come back when you're done. Can my son come and visit? Yeah, no problem. Just
whenever he wants. It's his birthday. Cool, bring him in. We'll buy a cake for him.
I thought she was gonna go to New York and get the cake. I thought they were gonna put this whole shit together. I thought they were gonna sit and get the wrong cake, right? Because one of them got strawberry, one of them got chocolate, and they freaked out. I thought that was gonna be a thing, but it didn't go there. Chris, what are your thoughts on
about Raina coming back? Dream sequence, but. You know, we all kind of thought that somebody was going to come back, you know. I thought it might have been Ghost, but, you know, I guess it does make sense that Raina came back, you know what I mean? So, yeah, what do you think about that?
I know we talked about it yesterday, and like we said with the birthday coming up, they had to do it. Yeah. This is one of the few things I'm gonna give Courtney and crew credit for, because as I'm watching the show, especially after Tasha is once again saying, I'm sorry, Raina, I didn't protect you. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, I let my son get you murdered, that this piece of shit is the reason why I'm in jail and my daughter's dead, that she's taking the brunt for this instead of Tariq. I'm like, why is Tariq making no effort to say I'm sorry? Why is he making no effort to go see his sister at the grave or something? And then he went. I was like, okay. At least now you make an effort. I'm sorry. It should be me instead of you. Like I was okay with that. Since we're going to the grave, let's talk about his two confessions real quick. Sorry.
All right, Usher.
Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. I get that. That was good.
Couldn't be that good. You didn't even recognize the song.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you were doing Tariq's voice at that point. That's what I thought.
That's it.
I'm sorry. I thought you were doing the
the entire time now.
I thought you were like,
I'm the rook. This is the bishop. He's the bishop. Monet's the queen. Lorenzo's the king. Drill's the knight. And we are the pawns. When you're in trouble, worst case scenario, you knock down the entire board.
Oh, fuck. we will get to the chess lesson too. But I want to get to this bullshit magical convenient confession recording real quick. Now, for the record, I'm gonna go to book one and shit on them too. All right. It made no sense in any way, shape, or form that when Tariq was looking for Ray, they were tracking his phone using magical like surveillance equipment, and not Ghost, Tommy, and Tasha showed up just in time at the same time to watch Tariq kill Ray. You can absolutely kiss my ass on that. But fast forward to book two, Saxe has to wait for Tariq to stop somewhere so he knows where he's going. And he has enough time to get to the gravesite, sneak in like a ninja in the dark with a cell phone and record the most HD perfect confession I've ever seen. I thought Michael Bay directed this shit. I was like, this is a well shot shit. Like Tariq was like, how you need me? How do you need me? Right here? Can you hear me? Are we good? Okay, let's start. I'm sorry I killed Ray Ray. I did it for you, Raina. He specifically confessed to killing a cop. There's no ambiguity in that. That's the word. Fuck my word I'm trying to say.
Ambiguity.
Thank you very much. There's complete clarity on that, but that's not the got you moment. The got you moment is when he goes to his daddy's grave and says some random shit like, I had to do what I had to do. You know. Okay, so
Sax is he a ninja?
He gotta be.
Like,
he gotta be.
Like how? I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe that drug was super strong, and maybe he just didn't. His peripherals was all fucked up. Maybe I'll say that. Maybe what Riley gave him some good shit, and he really was like that fucked up that everything was like tunnel. Maybe that's the only thing I don't know. Maybe I'll give him that benefit of the doubt. That's saying a lot. But just be like, the dude's right in front of you. Like, yo, look, homie's at your 11. Like, what you doing? It's not even like he's behind you, bro. Like, he's like, you can see. Just look up, and there's a white dude there. That's the thing. He's not even a black dude. You can at least like make some Cheshire cat from the Alice in Wonderland. Like, all I see is eyes and teeth. Now he's a white boy. At nighttime, he stands out.
And he has a camera with a light on it. So your ass.
He has to have a light.
And the light. Yeah, there you go. And light. Yeah, he had to use the light.
Maybe he has like some super federal top secret night scope on his phone.
Nah, he ain't.
With like the microphone that hangs off the tip so you can hear really good. I
don't know. Nancy ain't that rich. All right, so.
He's a Fed. He has access to this stuff.
Stop it. Okay, but then so let's go through this confession. I want to understand Tariq's. Sorry, he was so high on drugs, but he still had enough time to go home and change. If he would have stumbled in his original clothes to the gravesite, I would have gave you. He was so intoxicated he don't see the white man standing in front of him with a camera. But the fact that he had enough mind to go home, change, put on a nice suit so he looks presentable. No, like that. I was like, you gotta stop with all of this. But I was just like, what? Also, again, let's go through Tariq's logic. Okay, I had to kill you because mom's in jail for taking the weight you wouldn't do.
But she's taking it for you.
She's taking it for killing Ghost, not Ray Ray. So did you think Ghost was going to take the weight for killing himself? Like, is that what you think he should have did? How do you think that, Tariq? How do you go, the mom was in jail, Dad, because you couldn't confess to killing yourself because I did it? We're not even talking about Ray Ray. That's not even the issue right now. So what is he talking about? Like, that don't make any sense. It's the link. It's the drugs talking. Like, he don't know.
Stacey, did you in your reporting, because have you investigated what type of drug that Riley actually used? Did you see if that was a real thing?
What was it called? I didn't get the name.
Said it. She said it to her Uncle Nancy, but didn't actually.
I didn't catch the name, so I didn't.
I remember hearing it, and I was like, maybe I should write that down. But then I was just so it was just that whole conversation was so funny. It was like he was talking to her like a dog, like, no, you know Tariq, no, bad. But since you're already there, you might as well just get information. Like, I'm like, what? Like, are you gonna get your niece killed? Like, whatever. Like, I was like, okay, this is where we're at. Whatever. But the first one that's going to die, the first white person going to die is Braden's brother. Clearly, that motherfucker just went in there and just stole their shit. We know who's about to die, and when they come back.
Kane will take care of that situation. Kane will certainly be like, what happened to our product? I will get our product back.
No, I'm gonna say no. That's not who takes him out. It's gonna be corny as fuck. It's gonna be Braden. The Tariq is like, hey man, you got to make a decision. Like, what's more important? Like, your family doesn't even love you. They call you skid marks. What's more important? He's like, don't make me do it, man. Don't make me do it. He said, come on, Robin. This is your chance. Like. I don't know what we're doing, man.
Sometimes you gotta kill family, bro. That's how I got here. That's how I built this empire.
I was about to say, the second guy that raised me named Canaan, he did it to his own son. Well, that's why he still doesn't know that Sean was his son. I forgot. Never mind. It's just crazy to me still. Never mind. Sorry. So he doesn't even know that part.
Oh no. He confessed all that when Canaan shot Jukebox. All that came out. He's like, I shot my own son. Right. He's like, I ain't shit. And he's still. So let's talk. But okay, so real quick, I want to go into daddy figures. So Jabari trying to have his black man moment because that's required apparently. And Tariq's response is, I already had a daddy. I don't need one. I started thinking that like Tariq has murdered or attempted to murder every man who tried to be a father or father figure to him. So Jabari should not want to put himself on that list. He killed his dad. He got Kanan killed. He tried to get Tommy killed. So Jabari, he might be next. And
that speech was ridiculous to begin with what Jabari was even saying, like certain things that he was saying, like, you gotta. He says we held at a higher standard. I'm like, yeah, because you held yourself to a higher standard when you were in that damn dinner, at that house, like talking about all the shit. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And I did laugh. Again, they showed the whole classroom and there was no Tariq. And I was like, God damn it. Like, this is going to be a running thing where it's like, he's just always late and shit. You know what I mean? I'm glad he got punished for it this time. I'm so glad he got punished. But he said 15 pages, now 25. I don't know what professor does some shit like that, but okay. They'd be like, all right, you're getting like deducted 20 points maybe, but like another 10 page. Dude, that's not even a thing. Who even does even a thesis paper? Like usually it's like 15 to 20 pages anyway, the most, but I don't know. This special elite school or whatever, 25 pages is where they can go. You come in like maybe even 5 minutes late. Okay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That whole conversation itself was hilarious. Like he wants to talk about someone being like late and procrastinating, and he can't even like write his own book that he's supposed to be doing for his brother. We already know how that's going to play out. His brother's going to drop him, whatever. He's going to have to find some means somehow. I don't know how, but like someone's going to have to budget his book somehow, and it obviously is not going to be legal. So I don't know. It's just the fact that they showed him and his brother, and the brother said, we're about to drop you, means he's going to get into some illegal shit. We all know that shit. We already know where it's going to turn.
No, man. No. The whole point of that scene was to justify the fact he plagiarized Tariq's paper. That was the point. To be like, if his next book ain't a hit, he's going to get dropped. That's why he took Tariq's paper and started copying it.
No, I understood that part. What I'm saying is I feel like eventually, I'm still saying that eventually, I feel like he will get dropped. I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't know. Unless Tariq uses that to his advantage, knowing that, maybe that's what it would be like. I'm like, I'll tell everyone that it was my paper, perhaps. I don't know.
That's what happened.
If it's not published, how are you going to prove it?
It's Tariq, bro. It's like he will find out and be like, last time I checked, plagiarism is a fireable offense, I would imagine, especially if you're doing it to a student of yours. So how about I graduate this course, and you will ensure that, or I'm gonna ruin your professorship and your writing credibility. It's up to you though. That's what you want to do. And he will, and all of a sudden Jabari will get in line and be like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tariq, for not firing me." And we're saying, really, I think at this point Tariq should be a writer. Like apparently he can't sell drugs. Like he's 2 in 1 for his drug operations. He needs to be a writer because he's a teacher of literary arts. Because he's educated every adult that's come into his path, and now he's writing so well, the professor wants to copy him. Like he should just go into writing.
Did they have the name? Did they say like what they were talking about in the beginning as far as the class? Like, was there like a book name? Do we know the name of the book?
The Gift of the Magi. I think that's
what's it called?
The Book of the Magi or something like that. The Gift of the Magi. The Gift of the Magi is a short story.
Oh, I've heard of that. I never read it, but I've heard of it at least. Okay. So all right. So obviously, I guess the plot in this episode has something to do with that book, probably.
Courtney said it was 2 people giving each other gifts. So she said this was Tariq and Tasha giving each other basically information that they can't use. So Tariq telling Tasha that Sax saw him at the club and he was blackmailing him, finally telling her that, and not that he saw Tommy. That still has not been discussed, but that's the gift that he gave her. She gave him information that Tamika was going to testify or some shit, and that was her gift to him, which she told him not to do specifically because he was like, well, I could just kill her, right? Because that's what we do. I
thought that was hilarious just hearing that. I'm like, okay, you really want to have put that much attention on yourself with that, like with that help okay.
But
you can't just start killing everyone. This ain't I'm about to say this ain't no movie, but it's a show. You're right. You know, it's like it don't work. That don't work the same way in real life. You kill someone at that level or whatnot, like, dude, like that don't nah. Not make any sense.
It was just funny that in the same episode, two adults do two different things, same episode. Tasha specifically says, do not do anything. That's not what we do. About 15, 20 minutes later, she's like, do what you got to do. Tamika can't testify. I was like, what? How do we mix messages? Like, well, I'm sorry, Mom, am I supposed to put her in the ground or not? So, yeah. Stacey, what are your thoughts on his efforts to try to kill this woman?
First of all, he shows up. Like, I know they're trying to make him seem like Ghost. And even Ghost wouldn't have gone to the attorney's house to try to kill her. Like, he would have strategized a different way. And if he did decide to kill her, he would go to the kill room, skull cap, hoodie, gloves, you know. You wouldn't just roll up with a 6-shooter like, okay, we need to talk about my mom. Oh, you're still going to testify? Let me reach for my 6-shooter. Oh, there's a knock at the door. Oh, let me stick. Like, we got to do better. Like,
and that gun. Oh, that's right. No, that gun was a burner from one of the drop from Tommy.
Yeah, it was the little 6-shooter from the argument.
But like, I'm imagining, like, because I'm just trying to think, like, okay, like if she carried out that action, they could do ballistics or whatever. But again, if that gun is untraceable, that's one thing. But like, you're now assuming that there's no cameras anywhere outside of the vicinity.
Nobody saw you show up at this woman's house. Nobody saw you leave the house. Nobody heard the gunshots.
None of that.
Nobody's gonna stop you on the street. You know, gunshot residue on your hands, on your clothing.
Damn it, I gotta kill you too.
How about once again he shows up to another premeditated crime with no gloves? His like I watched. I was like, what's he gonna touch? Like, he didn't touch the door. He didn't get a glass of water. He touched her banister though. And he was listening to Davis talk. He touched the banister. He touched the doorknob when he left. So, Mr. I'm about to kill another person. Your fingerprints would have been all over that fucking place. Like any regular cop show, that would have been your ass, and we would have had another conversation. And that goes back to the fingerprints he left at the white woman's house who was murdered as part of the home invasion. But somehow cops in this show don't do fingerprints unless it's part of the plot and it's going to get us from point A to point B.
Well, another thing too. I mean, let's talk about the bigger elephant in the room. He has a gun on him. Why wouldn't he drop it back off like at his place or whatever? Why would you take that shit with you to a party? Who does that shit? And in your pocket of all places, you know what I mean? Who does that shit?
You don't never know, man. He might get into some shit, man. He got to take care of something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't. That's not even my. Truly, that's not my problem. My problem is Monet. At the beginning of this episode, Monet gets Kane to bring Tariq over to the house. Specifically tells Kane, we don't discuss business in front of company, right? Tariq ain't one of us.
Apparently now he is.
By the end of the episode,
my nigga.
Before that, Diana steals Tariq's gun, as you point out. Monet specifically says, you don't think this dude is going to figure out you're the one that took his gun? Apparently, Mr. Brainiac doesn't. Because when he gets frisked for a gun, at the end of the episode, he don't go, why are you checking my gun? You already took it. Or, Kane, give me your burner. No. Give me my gun back that Diana took from me. Show me the brains that you got, that you're bringing to the table. that all of a sudden you're part of the family all of a sudden.
I figured them keeping the gun and not giving it back to him was to use it as leverage. Well, no, but then that gets debunked too because Diana put her fingerprints all over it by just taking it. Or actually, I can't remember. How did she, when she lifted the gun out, how did she lift it up? Did she just like use like the 2 fingers thing or whatever, or did she just grabbed it?
Well, again, that's not my point. My point is like,
well, no. The reason why my point is, and it depend, and it will to answer your question, depending on how Diana lifted it, is if Tariq does get out of pocket, they will plant his gun somewhere that has his fingerprints on it. Is my point.
No,
that's what I was trying to get at, and that's why I was asking, like, if that was the reason why they gave him a gun without actually saying, "Hey, we got your gun." You know what I mean? Because they're using that as
leverage
in case something happens. Maybe.
I can see your point, but again, acknowledge that they got it, Tariq. I needed Tariq to acknowledge and show the brains that Monet already says he has of, I know you got my gun. So let's just start from that part of the conversation.
Dude, look behind me, man. He's the king, man. He don't let the other people know what he's doing. He ain't gonna let the opposition know what he's thinking. This is chess, man. So you trying to put me checkmate already, bro? What you doing? What you doing, man?
What do you think? What do you think, Stacey?
Look at her face.
The whole okay, so Holly 2.0 and her shenanigans. Like I'm speechless.
Selfie.
Well, okay, so before we get to Riley, I just want to, so I don't want to talk about the Monet, the Tejada's family, because this makes no damn sense, right? So the general of Monet has 3 soldiers that she sent against Tariq. They all failed.
All failed.
Kane failed to intimidate Tariq. Drew failed to befriend Tariq. Diana failed to seduce Tariq, even though Monet continues to try to give her lessons or try to use the body. She should just watch the WAP video and be like, this is how you do it. But
she said, wow.
It's not all about the pee. She said that.
But that's bullshit. Because then she like, get the women out the way, show what you got, and then maybe you can get what you need. But in the end, I think Monet is trying to mother Tariq.
And I find it hilarious, like how fast, like the moment Diana arrived, Tariq's very close, like, what you doing here? Monet sent you? Like it was like, I was like, he went straight up like, and then Diana's like, God damn it, you meddling kids again. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
I got to do it. She's like, I got to do it. I'm like, I'm hoping that's the grand scheme.
Yeah.
Monet is trying to mother Tariq into opening up and giving her some information.
Exactly.
Well, okay, my question is, what is she trying to get from him? Like, what does she need to know?
How they move the drugs, because it's so surprising how you.
It's a fucking college. People want drugs. I show up with drugs. They pay me for it.
Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
And he also told them, like, hey, do it in the campus. Like, what's so secret? Like, what's the whole thing that you got to?
Like, does she interrogate the quarter boys on how they move drugs?
No.
They ask for whatever the code name is. Somebody gets the money. Somebody gets the drug. There's an exchange. Profit. Like,
do they not know anything about the app? I'm assuming.
No.
They don't know about the app.
Who cares?
Who cares? As long as I get my money on time, I gives 2 fucks. If
Lobos, give me my money, I give you your drugs, you handle your business. Jason, give me a clean check, I give you your drugs. Well, no, Jason was kind of nosy though. He really was in that business.
That's because they kept on fucking up, and they killed me line. Like, I mean, I wouldn't trust somebody that killed my counterpart like not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So Ghost and Tommy had a history of fucking drug connects or plugs as they are now. You know, like, so. I mean, I can see, you know, him being like, hey, let me get some more details on how you do the business. But Monet is a cash business. I give you cash. Shut the hell up from where the cash come from. Why are you in my business? But I don't have to be your son for this to happen. Like, I mean, but now we're family. He's gonna come over for family dinner. Is she gonna happy birthday and shit? I'm like, am I gonna get a birthday gift? Like, why is my birthday everybody's business? Like, here's your money. Get the fuck out of my business. Like, I don't need you showing up to school every 5 minutes. The way Tariq shitted on Diana at the party was classic. And I give them all respect for who wrote that, because that was hilarious. And I appreciate it. He was like, get your own damn drink. Like, bye, bitch. And she's like, no, I'm still here with you, though. She thirsty. She is thirsty as those women she said were thirsty. Lauren is thirsty for no reason. I do not understand why everybody trying to give this man the draws. This is completely unnecessary. I'm very disappointed in all this shit. Yeah, I don't know. But Holly. So let's talk about the new Holly. I loved it. I love Riley. I love Riley. I love this. So again,
I want a nose ring. Can I get money for a nose ring?
It's not even that. It's the whole. I could be polyamorous or some shit. Like I don't know. Maybe I believe in monogamy. I don't know. I'll fuck whoever. But it's just, explain this to me though. Obviously she's new Holly already. And she's coming between Brayden and Tariq. That's already happened. Tariq is like, is this shit coming from you or coming from your girl? Because I don't know why we're dealing with this negativity right now. Holly, asking too many questions. Holly, I'm like, this is so classic. But guess what? They don't have time to show us Brayden and Riley getting together. They don't have time for that, to show us building their relationship. We got to watch Professor Carey fuck Zeke. That's important. We need to stop what we're doing.
In the bathroom.
Oh, it was some kind of bathroom, I thought.
How old is Zeke? Like, he look a smooth 30, but how old is Zeke?
Yeah, he got to be up there, at least 20.
He's damn near 30. No, he's 18. I mean, he's at least 18. Like, he's old enough to be fucking. I'm saying, but he ain't older than 18, 19 at best. He's a freshman. He has to be a freshman. 18, 19. But this is what's important. This is what we got to watch. But Riley and Brayden have been spending nights and weeks together, and that's just something in dialogue that we just got coming. We just got to understand that she's now embedded into this group.
Now this one I might kind of peg towards the whole having young actors type deal, perhaps, maybe. Like, because, I mean, I don't know how old the actual actors of Brayden and Riley are, but I know sometimes, I will say, what I do know about some networks, they do kind of be a little iffy and kind of protective depending on the age of actual actors. So sometimes, like, they might do a kissy thing and they just might allude to it. So perhaps, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't know what the actual ages are. Obviously, all these actors are much older, should be usually much older than what their counterparts are. But it's a little bit easier to do it to someone who's like actual, like, in their 30s, and 40s than someone who's like young and maybe still living at home with their mom. We're like, you got a whole career in front of you. We don't want to necessarily. I don't know. Maybe that's what that was. Perhaps I'm just saying. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm not asking for a graphic sex scene. Which
no. But I just mean the simple point. Like you in a lot of shows, period. You just don't see even 19, 20-year-olds always screwing around. There are shows where they do it, but you notice like they always like allude or kiss, and then all of a sudden like they're just walking out of the room. Like the morning after, already putting on. I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about sex at all. I'm just talking about like the scene where apparently Riley was there when Estelle is calling Tariq asking for money. That would have been a scene.
Why is Estelle calling Tariq asking for money?
Right.
What type of job does Tariq have that grandma is calling? Bitch, your rent has been paid for a year. I'm sure you have access to something for your ass. Why are you calling Tariq?
Cause she know he's slinging. Cause she know he's slinging. She knows who her grandson is.
She told Tasha she needed Jesus because she was trying to help him cook the books at the daycare. Yeah. And now come on, man.
I think that will come back. And the reason why I think it's come back because she did follow up and say, usually it's the other way around. Usually it's that them asking for their grandmother for money. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't, unless they just want you to just think that and just to never ask that question again, perhaps. I don't know. I just thought that it was interesting that she followed up with the whole usually it's the other way around. So that's why I was thinking, like, are they going to call back to this eventually? Maybe. I don't know.
Stell's rarely in this show. So I mean, you already saw her at the beginning of this episode. So she has I think she has a three scene limit in her contract for the series. And so no, I'm just saying that's a scene we should have saw.
Right.
Instead of Professor Carey once again giving up the draws. The only reason she's sleeping with Zeke is because she's trying to push off Jabari, so she needs someone to fill the gap. I mean, literally and figuratively, I guess. But
are we watching Zane? Is this Zane?
Right, is this? I mean, are we trying to lay the groundwork for when she sleeps with Tariq? Is that what it is? Or we're trying to show that she's okay with sleeping with a student? And she rebuffed his flirting earlier in the series. We're only 5 episodes into this series, and she already was like, "Get out of my face with this shit," because he tried episodes ago.
Yeah, and then like she the thing that did it was the whole line like, "I want someone that's real. I want someone not no gold digger or whatever." Like, "Oh, you're not like no other athlete."
So let's go down this road. 5 episodes. When's the last time? One time has he ever dribbled the ball? Held an actual basketball. Just held one. Just that. I saw more basketball in Survivor's Remorse on STARZ. This dude has never even been on a basketball court or played a game. So how is he the next LeBron? Like, I don't understand how he's like, everybody's on my shit because I'm going to the NBA. Motherfucker, you're on academic probation and you haven't played a game. That's the conversation Monet needs to be having with Tariq. What are you doing to get Zeke back on the court?
No, Monet doesn't want him like around him. Remember? Until originally
living.
Yeah, living. Yeah.
But I'm just like, what happened to I need a tutor? I mean, what makes no sense though? But what happened to that? I just don't understand how this show is still going. But anyway, so once again, Riley takes another selfie, and somehow that's the go-to evidence. That and Tariq disappears at times. Yeah, because I'm a teenager. I do that shit. Like, I ain't married to you. Like, how is that evidence? He disappears and no one knows where he's at. Oh, shit. He's got to be selling drugs, I guess. Nobody does that. Just disappears. But she got his phone, though. Angie. I'm tracking the man's phone.
Does he not have a password on his phone? How'd she get in the phone?
She took his. I think she took his phone.
She took
knocked out. She took his phone. That's how Ghost got inside Patrick's phone after he was dead. Yeah. Jason's phone after he was dead. Just took his finger and opened up the phone, and now she has facial recognition for. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, I know you're trying to redo book 1. This ain't the way. Like, this ain't the way. Like,
you're not the way. You know the way.
So okay, let's talk about this. Braden gets a chess lesson, which we never know he even played chess or know what chess even is. But Tariq lets her know the game pieces and who's where. I was like, what are we? And then he's like, we're gonna knock him over. That's our sign. How about a text? A text works too. You're like, hey, bro, they came and asked about you. Got it. I gotta wait till I get home and see the chessboard to go, oh shit, Kane came looking for me. Got it.
I didn't understand that either. Like, I mean, that would only make sense if, like, quote, someone, like, is kidnapped and there's no other way you can send them a signal. But, no, you're just talking about, like, someone asking about you. So, really, if Diana pops over, you're going to be like, oh, what do I do? Rook. No, sorry. Rook is actually Kane. Sorry about that. Bishop, I guess, take the Bishop down. Bruh, you just say, hey, D came to see me. I'm gonna see you or whatever. Just some shit like that. What the hell? Like,
you know where that came from?
What's that?
Book 1, Effie. Because when Effie beat him, the Queen's Gambit, like she put the chess piece down when she beat him, and that's where he got that from. So once again, we're going back to book 1.
I don't think. Speaking of Effie, I don't think she's coming back. The fact that she wasn't even here for his birthday, his 18th, means we probably won't see her again. Maybe you don't think?
Courtney already said it, bro.
Did she? Okay.
Remember she said there's a third option. She said in episode 1 there's a third option of his love interest. Effie's coming back. I mean, okay. Lauren and Diana clearly aren't it. I mean Diana he gives 2 fucks about. Lauren is just too hot in the pants for some reason. He needs a challenge, and those women are not. Like Effie's the one is gonna get this. Oh, that's what it is. Braden's saying, bruh, you got to let me know what you're doing. You got to let me know if we're in danger. Braden. We're selling illegal drugs on a daily basis. We're already in danger. Like, what are you talking about? Like, You have nothing to do with the fact I murdered my dad. That has nothing to do with you. If you get caught up, it's because you are the face of our drug operation for the second time. You are the reason. Like, if anyone comes to see us, it's because of you. Because you got caught out there working with these students. Like, why is he talking to him like we're not already committing crimes? We're already criminals.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's what he meant. He just means like, because we're doing something illegal, you gotta let me know if someone's coming trying to bring the heat. You know, like right now we're in the clear with doing this shit. But like, if it looks like Popo is getting close, you gotta let me know. I think that's basically what he meant. You know what I mean?
They should have been a little bit more clear, because all of a sudden he makes it seem like he's just a roommate of Tariq, his best friend, and he don't realize Tariq is selling drugs by himself. Like, that makes sense, especially if you're hiding the drugs in your fucking room, Mr. Tariq. Don't get caught with no drugs on this campus. You might get me in trouble. I'm just gonna keep the drugs in the room with no lock or anything because I'm a smart kid, right? Fuck.
Yo, does every party only take place in one spot?
Yeah, I know, right?
Is there only one house? Like, hey, there's a party. Hey, where is it?
It's the new. There you go.
Huh?
There you go. It's the new truth.
But that's okay. Well, at least with truth. Okay, but truth belonged to Ghost. If you would told me that was Braden's house, for example, fine. But no, this is like house party, woo, and then is at the same freaking location.
Isn't that his family's house?
That's the family's actual house.
No. That's his brother's fraternity place.
I thought they made some joke about him owning a house or something. I don't know. Because he owns everything else. Like,
I mean, at this point he should have a mansion. I thought that room that they were in was like his private like apartment / like penthouse. But I realized the brother should have had a key though. I don't know why he's breaking into the door, but
it's hilarious that they keep having parties at the brother's frat house, the same spot where they don't even want their younger brother to even be at the first place. Like, they keep saying, oh, fuck, it's like Skip Marcus here. God damn it, who invited him? Like, they don't even want you there. Why is every party you guys throw, it happens to be at that house? And if anything, they're not even a fan of Tariq or whatever. Like, why is his party being thrown there? Like, bruh, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, not even at a, yo, no joke. If it's my 18th birthday and you're going to try to throw me a big party, yo, guess what? There's a strip club obviously down the street. Let's go for it. Like,
you don't need the club. Epiphany would have brought the girls to Braden's room. Epiphany would have brought every girl that used to work for her and him, and to be like, "Hey, babies." That's why they should have had the business at the strip club. Anyway, we're getting way off track about the important stuff. But let's talk about Davis. Let's talk about Davis and Sachs and this dumbass like gotcha moment.
They're doing another fucking just in a different way.
This makes no fucking sense. Tasha is not on trial for killing Ghost. She's on trial for being a drug dealer. Proving that Tariq killed Ghost does nothing to not prove Tasha is a drug dealer. These both can be facts. Tasha is the queen pin. She sent her son to kill her husband. Both of them can go to jail, and this is not helping anybody. Like, I don't understand how all of a sudden these guys are like, we'll get Tariq for killing Ghost. That's how we fix this situation. It doesn't fix shit.
I don't think that was all right. So that's half the story. I think really what it is, they both realize that they're not going to get Tasha for it. Like that Sachs is not going to get Tasha for it. Like, you know, like even he knows that she's not the queen pin. But if Tamika is there, he'll get what he wants, thinking that Tamika's going to have to tell the truth and be like, wait, Tariq was there. You know what I mean? So I think all it really is the fact that, hey, it's a win-win in the sense of it's hard for us to even get Tasha to begin with. And then Davis is like, well, that's a win in my book because that's my client and I still get the W on that. Whatever the fuck you want to do with Tariq, that's on you. He's not my client. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's really how they meant it. I wish they had a better way of actually like showing it and actually, you know what I mean?
That's not how they meant it. They meant it that somehow proving Tariq killed Ghost is going to send Tasha home. That's what they think is going to happen.
Because of Tamika, I guess I'm saying Tamika.
Well, even Tamika, all Tamika can do is really prove that Tariq was there and Sachs was there when Ghost was murdered. But Davis is like, if your point was right, if Sachs knew his case was shit anyway, Davis wouldn't even be worried about it. He just ride this thing out and wait for his win. Sachs doesn't have a choice. He has to prove that Tasha is a drug dealer, or just prove that Ghost isn't a drug dealer.
Right.
So
I think what he's trying to do, and that's why even because the whole, like, even when he took the video, I was thinking the whole time, like, well, Tariq never said the magic words, like, and he was drunk, whatever. You technically don't have anything, but they did put a line. He did say a line where I was like, okay, cool. Like, all right, I'll give you that if you kind of follow through. And he says, when David said, hey, none of this is admissible, which is true. You know, it's not admissible because, for one, you got a kid who's clearly drunk talking to his deceased father. So that, and not only that, he never used the words. He said, I had to do it. Well, in the court, in legal system, do what? He didn't say it, and you see it all the time in real life. He didn't say it. That's not a confession. He didn't say it. So, but there was a line that Sachs said, which I'm assuming we're going to see him try to do, is he said, hey, you let me worry about, now I know which direction to look at. I will try to prove it. I feel like now what we're going to try to see, what they're going to try to show us is Cooper Sachs going to try to find evidence that, in fact, and like actual full evidence that Tariq did commit the murder. You know what I mean? And then bring it up in court, and therefore, I think that's where he's going to try to go with, I believe.
Stacey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, but that still doesn't help the case of the Queen Pin. Like, okay, Sachs wants it to be the Queen Pin because the Democratic Party told them this is what you need to do. Yeah. How does Tariq being a killer help any of that shit?
Nothing. Unless they're going to blame him for the... No. Unless Tariq was the kingpin. Unless they're going to say Tariq ran
They're going to pin it on Tariq. He started when he was 12, building the organization. He killed and cops off.
Yeah.
His sister was a liability. He got rid of her through the cop. Like, he had his big wheel. He had his big wheel. He out there,
he was all around Queens in his big wheel, running shit. Chris.
I hear both of you, and you're absolutely right. My point is, remember how Tasha got off of like, we can't get her for killing Ghost. Like, case dismissed. But now, Tasha, you are under arrest for being the queen. I'm like, wait, what? That's not how that works. My point is, they will find a way, okay? As much as that bullshit was with Tasha, you telling me it is that far-fetched that they're not going to do the same to Tariq.
It absolutely.
That's what both of y'all are telling me.
It absolutely is. This storyline they're trying. It makes no. If this again, we are saying, if this trial was still, did Tasha kill her husband? This would be perfect. This will be. I'm like, yes, they're going to bring it all together. They're going to put it on Tariq. Tasha goes home. Tariq goes to jail. Story over, right? That would be perfect, and that would be something to watch. But at this point, there's nothing. This does nothing for that. Tasha is still going to jail for being the leader of this drug organization, unless they blame it on her 17-year-old son who's been running drugs since he was about 6. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that's not a thing unless they pin this shit onto like Tommy. They need to be like Tommy ran everything. And Ghost was just going along for the ride. Tasha was just going along for the ride. That's the only thing that makes any sense now they've changed the focus of this case. Anything less than that, they're both going to jail for the rest of their lives. Yeah. This is stupid.
She should have taken that actual plea, that deal a while back. I don't understand. None of this would ever happen.
What? Well, then, like you said, Chris, there wouldn't be a show then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there wouldn't be a show, you know.
They should have killed Tamika. They were setting this thing up that either Tariq was going to kill Tamika, which would have been completely stupid, but he's done it before and gotten away with it. Right. Or Sachs was going to kill Tamika. That's what I thought. I thought Sachs was going to be like, bye, bitch, because if she testifies, he's losing his job. He is done. All right, and I'm like, then he's going to – and like that would have been a story. Tamika is irrelevant, okay, to this whole drug college-based school shit they're trying to run. She's irrelevant. The only reason she's mad at her because she's a book one. Let Sachs kill her and let this story be about Sachs still trying to prosecute fucking Davis. The key witness against him is gone, and now he can go after Tasha for anything he wants. And how does he hide the murder of Tamika? That would have been a story. Like, I would have watched that. I mean, it'd be like Mike Sandoval again, but it'd be kind of cool. But there's no one to come up, right? Just be like, how's it gonna happen? They're clearly trying to redo book 1. Just redo that storyline. That was awesome. But this is fuck this show, man. Like I just always fuck. Why? That's it. Tariq needs to be a writer. Did I say that already? I can't remember. I know he said
you mentioned it. Yes.
All right, okay, never mind. So I won't say that again. That's what he should do. Fuck this drug dealing shit. Write a book. I didn't say this. We talked about this off camera. He should write a book about a drug dealer. That's what he should do.
Drug dealer named Ghost, because nobody knows who Ghost is.
Nobody knows that shit.
So it would be completely original.
Jabari and Tariq say, fuck it, bro. Together, we're going to show how black men unite. And we're going to write a story about a black man coming up in the streets of New York. I'm just hear me out on this one. He has a white friend, okay? They do drugs, right? But he's also a businessman, and he has a love of his life. I mean, I think people might be into that. I think they might roll with it.
And we're going to call it American Gangster.
Oh, shit. I got it. Check it out. Check it. New Jack City. Fuck it. We're going to do New Jack City 2020. Both of them will be Pulitzer. That's a Pulitzer prize winning story right there. Hey, I got this idea. Since Carrie tells Jabari to write what he knows, why doesn't he write a story about a college professor who's fucking his coworker and his students? And
I thought that was gonna be his motivation. He's like, I can't be your motivation anymore. I'm like, we'll find a grad school student that was. You know what I mean? Yo, no joke. I don't know. My mind went straight gutter when like he was doing something on the computer, and then she's like, "What are you looking at?" I was like, "Oh, he's looking at new photos of some grad students." Like I just knew it. But they went even worse. And let me tell you why they went worse. What was he looking at? He was looking at some damn Timbs. All right, that is the worst New York stereotype. All right, why the hell y'all gonna have some New Yorkers and y'all gonna put some damn Timbs, yo? Okay, yo, I know that's a running joke about New Yorkers when it comes to them wearing Timberlands, but come on now, like really, like he's like he closes like what you looking at? I was like, well, I should be running my paper, but instead I'm looking at Tim's because I live in New York and that's what I'm all about. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, dude. Like,
so Bruchandra being the angry black woman stereotype, Drew being the gay person stereotype, to the point that this boy is running around crying that a boy that he met for less than 5 hours who tried to suck his dick don't want to talk to him at a party, and all of a sudden he losing his whole shit. Like my whole world is falling apart because this man don't want to hug me in public. That's what we got going on, right? This is the love of your life.
Yeah.
Mo Nathan, I can't get him to leave school. What?
I did. You know what? There was a couple reveals too that they made. So it is revealed that his entire family essentially knows he's gay. And it's already, I guess it was revealed that everybody, well, not everybody, but the family knows about Monet and Ramirez's relationship, you know, about like,
yes.
You know, and clearly Kane is not happy about it, you know what I mean, or whatever. Yes. Tariq knows just by the fact that he didn't answer the question. Tariq like, oh, I know, but he gonna use that shit, you know what I mean? So at first I was like, okay, like we were like, oh, okay, Kane's going to kill Ramirez because he's going to find out that he's fucking his mom's. No, he knows his mom, but now he's going to kill him because he's just like he's a crooked ass cop or whatever, and he thinks that he's going to, you know, Tariq's going to get in his mind and shit, and just kind of he's going to just die that way. So either way, Kane's going to kill Ramirez, just not the way as we thought, you know.
I say when Kane gets tired of his mama, he's going to tell his dad that mama's fucking this cop. And the dad is going
to... he might even... Yo, you know what? Because after hearing her speech to Diana about what to do with the man, I don't know if Lorenzo don't think that, like, he don't, like the whole, you know, like, that both of them don't be doing the same shit. You know?
No, bro. No husband... As much as Ghost cheated on Tasha, he killed Silver when he saw him up inside Tasha. Like, no man takes that bullshit. I don't care how you cheat. I promise you. And no. Lorenzo.
No, but I'll only say that in the sense of like, Ghost try to keep that, like, his relationship with Angie a secret from his own kids. But in this instance, you got grown kids knowing about the relationship. Like, unless I don't know if, like, they say, hey, shh, don't tell your father or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe.
So let's go down this route. How is it that if Diana's like, oh, she's fucking the cop, like it's nothing, right? But then when we meet Ramirez, she's like, get the fuck out this house because Kane's gonna come home and I can't have him see you here. So I'm like, which one is it? Like, does everybody know or like?
No, they know. No, they know. I think what she was trying to say is Everyone knows, but Kane ain't happy with it, so get the fuck out. Like that whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like you know, it's the whole stepfather shit that you sometimes see on TV or whatever. Like yo, when I get home, I don't want to see him type deal. You know, that whole thing.
All right.
Clearly, he obviously knows what that conversation is.
I think
he does know, and that's why he rolled his eyes in episode was it 3, episode 3 or whatever, or no 2 maybe.
But then he sees him outside the house. I don't know. I think
no, he knows. He just fucking hates it. He doesn't. He's obviously has a huge, unlike Drew. I'm assuming like Drew, but like Diana or whatever. They don't think it's that big of a deal because they just know that's how you work the system perhaps or whatever. I don't know. Just Kane don't like another nigga trying to smash his moms. You know what I mean? So.
He has mama issues just overall. I think with Lorenzo being gone, Kane sees himself as the man of the house, as his mom's, like right hand, and with Ramirez taking his spot to an extent. Now that Tariq has totally taken his spot, which makes no fucking sense. Like she has to know she's setting Tariq against Kane, and that's not a good competition. If Kane really is like, I just can kill this dude and call this thing a day, like I'm not sure how this makes any sense. Also, pushing Ramirez off doesn't make any sense because he has to know the only muscle she has is Kane. That if he kills him in a cop shooting, which easily can happen, Kane is a criminal, right? Her business is done. I mean, so I don't know why she acting like she has all the power because he loves her or some shit.
I thought that was a little bit for theatrics for Diana to see because like she's giving the speech to Diana about like, yo, like, and then when the time comes, you push them. And then that's why she said, watch this. I felt like that was more theatrical. I don't think she would have gone that hard if Diana wasn't there. You know what I mean? Towards, you know what I mean? I don't know. I felt a lot of that was just because she had an audience.
Say what you thought. What you think?
Yeah.
There's truth to that. But like I said, it was overdone.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, like, what dude really shows up at your house unannounced and just rolls up? Like, any woman, much less a queen pin. Like, you don't just roll up.
Exactly. Announce yourself.
Like, she could have drug shit going on right now. Like, you can get shot right now.
And we know he be riding around with his cruiser, too. Like that's the thing. You know he's in uniform. He shows up again in uniform. Right. He ain't even come up in civilian wear. What the fuck? What is wrong? Like, can you imagine the wrong person like sees that shit walking by and they see a dude in uniform like knocking on the doors like, hey, come on, let me in or whatever. I'm like, someone don't look right here. Oh, snitch. We got a snitch.
That's what I'm
like, come on now.
That's
like,
what's going on? Or you're fucking a cop. I mean, either way, one of those is gonna get you killed. Either way, fuck will be like, we can't fuck with you because you fucking cops out here. Your mom's out here getting cop dick. Like they're gonna get clowned and stuff. Like that's not okay.
You're getting hit with a nightstick.
Hey, the GTG boys is gonna be like getting that cop dick. Getting that cop, like I mean, it's like you got to know this is not a good idea. And this dude, he's showing up like he's trying to be stepdaddy. Like he got some flowers and food. He's like, hey kids, you want to go out to the circus? Like no, motherfucker. Like no, that's not how we doing this.
I love how New York she became though. Like that's how you knew. Like Mary J really came out with that. It was like at the end, it was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like it was like straight up. That was say what you know how we always kind of sometimes talk about like Brits always trying to play like doing like English American accents whatever. You notice, I don't know if you notice, but like the Brits when they try to play New York or whatever, they do a little bit of it. You can't fake that shit. Either you from New York or not. And that right there, I actually wanted that. I was like, Mary J, thank you for showing like what a true New Yorker sounds like. You know when you piss them off, like that's how you sound, not that bullshit you be seeing in like random Hollywood or whatever. Like, you know, I can't even believe I'm giving Power props even just for that. But like, whatever. That I got to give him something. You know,
I told you, man. I was like, I gotta say the whole black people need to be better because we got stereotypes against us. Jabari should have gave that speech to Bushandra. Like that's the one he should have sat down and gave that speech to.
Well, he got his own stereotype with the Timbs.
I mean, but seriously though, the whole thing, like we come from a society where people see us as not smart or it's not cool to be smart. Yeah. Chandra should have got that speech. You need to do better for the culture. Bullshit speech. Like, she should have got that speech, not fucking Tariq. Okay, like I thought that was unnecessary. To the whole New York thing. I mean, she is hardcore in New York, but like Stacey said, that whole scene was just over the fucking top. Like this dude in real life, that dude is a actor, model, and singer. He can certainly find another older woman to fuck. Like she is not this supply and demand, baby. You are not the only one out here trying to give me some draws. Like he ain't the one to be pulling this. Without me, you ain't getting nothing thing. Like I'm like, what? Like she's way overestimating her hand in this situation, and they're letting her do it.
But he sees himself in her eyes, so it works.
I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? What are you talking about? Like, this man got self-esteem issues, but he's like, I come over here because you shit on me every time I come over here, so I can feel like I'm a man. Like, you help me realize.
Some men like that, though.
Not this dude. I mean, some men like, not this dude. You think he do that? You think he like, baby, tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm special and I'm sweet. I haven't seen it yet. Every time he's over there, if they ain't just got done fucking, she's shitting on him. Like, that's their relationship. He gets some, she criticizes him, and he leaves. That's their cycle. And I'm like, now, if she would have said some men like to be humiliated, like that's their thing, then I'm like, okay, like that's him. Like, he comes over here to be put in his place, and he appreciates that. Like, okay, well, that's a whole different thing. I'm like, all right, but she's not lifting him up. Like, she's tearing him down on a regular basis. And he's just trying to love this woman the best way he know how. But I'm like, what? That's true love right there. The only time Angie ghosted that to Angie was because the Serbians were about to kill her. So he's like, I ain't got a choice. And he was like, I got to go, girl.
Ghost used to do a lot of stuff to Angie. It was subtle. Ghost was more subtle, but he used to do all kinds of stuff to Angie.
I remember when season 3, when they lived together and she finally saw the controlling ghost, and he was like, who the fuck told you to call my wife? You can get the door, please, though. I was like, anyway, I'm sorry. We get off track. Anything else for this episode, Chris, before we go?
Oh, no. I mean, I feel like it's going to be so random, but like episode 6 is going to start off with Lorenzo being released. I don't know. He's going to be out of prison. He's going to be out of prison, be like, honey, I'm home. Like the first official trailer that they dropped is going to be that.
Is
and
it
then
so
I know, right? No, it's going to be, they're going to find, it's going to be like a loophole. They're going to find
like Kanan in the taillight.
And maybe it was like a witness that became missing. They're like, oh, we want to get them on this as well, whatever. And then the witness came up like, oh, I lied. It was actually me. And you find out the truth was like they threatened with his life. Some shit, some star shit, okay? You know what I mean? He gonna be out of prison because that's what they do in this show, right? Like, you know how many times that, I mean, no.
They work for Teresi and Kanan.
And then like Ghost. And then Ghost got out randomly. Like, come on.
And
like,
Tommy
and Tasha, and I say Tasha because we all know Tasha about to be released. Let's just be real. So like,
what is she gonna do? Like, what does she add to the show?
Tasha. Well, I mean, I don't know. I want to see her do more push-ups, so no one be fucking with her, especially that homie that's like staring, like eyeing her down, man. That show her do no push-ups. I'm worried about her, man. Her strength ain't up, you know. So she's
not getting out anytime soon. I think this episode showed that she has to stay in jail to push the storyline that Tariq is out there on them streets or in college.
Okay.
To get her out. Like it's all gonna lead to this whole thing of Davis and Sachs conspiring to get him on the stand. And so she ain't getting out anytime soon. I thought she'd be out by the first season.
All right, so okay, so we change our prediction. Okay, so all right, so change it. All right, let's change our prediction from she's going to be released to prison to she's going to at least probably stay in prison at least for the season, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then okay. All right. And
so she could be truth. She could be truth. Like every season, Ghost was about to get truth. He was about to go legit, and this is going to be it. And every season, things went to shit. Every season, like they could really try to drag this stupid shit out. Because remember, every episode is only a couple of days. It's not like this has been months. You know what I'm saying? Like a season could only be a month, so she could easily be jailed for a few months. And every time the case is going well, some bullshit happens. They pull it back. Case is going well, some shit gets, and it's constant. And then Tariq is just out there slinging in the streets. Eventually, Bash is going to try to give him the draws. He's going to say, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, Effie's going to come back, and she's going to be like, baby, we got this operation. Braden's gonna kill Riley for the family. He's gonna be like, when he finds out that she's been stitching on him, he's gonna be like, ah.
And then in the trailer, like it's gonna fade to black. It says coming soon, and it says like in December, right? It fades to black, and then all of a sudden, like it slowly comes back up, and you see footsteps walking through a puddle, and then like it slowly scrolls up because it's December now, and you just hear like, yeah, Christmas is canceled. Where you're going with that. You see footstep going to a Mustang. You don't need to say anything. You see the Mustang. Tariq is not long for this world. You see it's like and the fact that he was like, Tommy's out there, I'm all alone. He might come kill me. Foreshadowing, he is gonna come kill you. But that you just need to see the Mustang. I would be like, man, time is coming. I'm gonna tell you this. What would be such a badass scene? A badass scene when Tommy comes back and something happens and we have like a big ass shootout between him and Kane. Like I don't know what would happen where Kane like Kane sees Tommy's trying to step into his shit or whatever because him trying to come at Tariq, but like the two it's the two baddest of the shows coming out to shoot each other, and we just have that repeat of a scene between Ghost and Tommy and what was it, the previous season where it's like, what you trying to kill me for? Say no, because you trying to shoot me. You know what I mean? Like, how that kind of started off good or whatever. This one I think would be relentless, if they go that route. Because I need more action, bro. I need more action with this show. I'm getting irritated. Barry, you know what I mean?
Just one episode, Kane didn't get to kill somebody, all right? It was just one episode. But, like, that's an insult to Tommy. Tommy took down 7 dudes by himself after getting hit with a car. Nothing can stop Tommy. If Kane makes any effort and Tommy has to work for it, that's an insult to Tommy.
That's an insult?
If he's like...
We haven't seen the full extent of what Kane can do yet. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Kane hasn't, has he struggled with anyone yet? When he tried to... No, he hasn't.
Tommy is top murderer. No one can stop him. Like Kane, he's a blip on the screen. Like, no, stop.
You know what this discussion reminds me? This is like the whole, like me and my friends debating, but like you saying LeBron is like outweighs Michael MJ is the insult to Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan got better rebounds. He can do that.
Yeah.
Like that's an insult to Jordan. You don't say that about LeBron. Like, yeah. So
it's similar, but he's not that old in the game. Like, okay, if like Uncle Gabe was a drug dealer in his day and the Tommy of his day, that would be fair. Then you would be like, okay, them coming at that'd be kind of silly. Like Tommy is still in his prime. Like
real talk. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's been there much longer. All right, I'll give you that.
And also, Kane would have to really get in with Tariq, which apparently right now he's 2 steps from killing him. So, like, he needs to be like, all of a sudden, this is my new brother, and I love this man, and we tight. I would see Braden going against Tommy. I mean, it wouldn't last long, but I could see him trying.
I like that. It wouldn't last long. Braden and Tommy. No, I better not see no Braden versus Tommy. I'd be like, this is so, like, no, that would be so, I would have to cancel STARZ. I would have to cancel it. My subscription would end.
Wait. Before we go. What do you think of Tariq's warning to put hands on Braden's brother?
I don't know. I low key think Braden would have liked that. I mean, because in the sense, my brother ain't shit. You know what I mean? I think that would turn into something.
My point, you think Tariq can fight? You think that's a real threat? Oh,
yeah, real talk. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, we haven't seen him. No, I will say this. The fact that he threatens some other corny-looking white dude, he will put hands on it, just like the fight was just like, from both of them, just like.
Smacking? Nope. Your background is wiping out your hands, but I get it. It'd be a whole bunch of silly smacking.
Exactly. That's how ridiculous it would look, you know?
Stacey, what are your thoughts? You worried about the pause that Tariq has?
Yeah, Stacey. Yeah, you think he got
hands? Tariq has no pause.
He got no hands?
No hands.
Except for writing, right? That's the only hands he got.
Dude.
Writing.
He be dropping them bars, bro. Like that. That's what
he can live his thug life vicariously through his writings.
That's what I'm saying.
And put the drug shit down, because this ain't it.
You know what that reminds me of? And I know a lot of people may be mad with what I'm about to say. That reminds me of Tupac, right? Tupac was a great poet, right? But man, you hear all these stories about him trying to fight. They're like, dude, just stick to rapping, bro. They're like, he got into so many altercations or whatever. He got lifted on top of a truck. He had to throw goons on him. Sorry, I don't know what. That just reminded me of that. It was like stick to writing, because that's what they said that to Pac. Like, dude, people should not know that you are not that great at fighting. Please, that's not good for your image. Just talk about some thug life shit and then be good with that. Because like, sorry, that's what it reminded me. I'm sorry, it just reminded me of. Y'all can look that shit up if you don't believe me, man.
Tariq is the Tupac of our generation.
Yeah.
a book
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
This is all right, man. So I can't. I was just speechless.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He just. Yeah. Are we going to see them throw hands? Is that what we're going to see?
Courtney already said that. Like, Tariq is going to fight somebody.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be him.
He's gonna fight.
What I thought Braden was going to steal him. I thought, if anything, Braden I think knows how to fight. Well, we know he can fight, but like, you think he's going to fight Tariq at any point? You think?
It's only for Holly. It's only for his Holly. If fucking Tariq steps to Riley, Braden's gonna be like, "Hey, bro, what we got to do? All right, like you ain't taking my girl out."
And that's what I thought was happening. Remember, he came in and he was like, "I'm mad at you, bro." And I thought he was gonna say, "You screwed my girl," and it was gonna be like a big
that's
fight.
coming out. That's going to come. That's going to come. I think that's going to come out.
Yeah. I think so. I think the brother's gonna put that bug in his head. Yep. The brother's gonna do that. That won't last long. I mean, Tariq's gonna be like, "Come on, man." No, that's the other thing.
What's up?
For Riley to be like, when Sax was like, "Did you fuck him?" and she's like, "No, I'm not his type." I'm like, what conversation did that happen? Like, what I want to hear that conversation. What is Tariq's type? Like,
not her.
Not. But I mean, what? Light skin, tall, dark. I mean, black. I mean, what?
Just not her.
I'm saying I would love to see.
It might be about. Oh, you want to know what the type was?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did that conversation even go? That she has to say, "Oh, I'm not his type." Like, how did?
Well, you remember when she tried to talk to him? He just kept like swerving her.
Yeah,
so she was just like, "Okay, let me go for Braden because clearly I can get him."
Yeah, because clearly she couldn't be his type. If all of a sudden he's talking to another girl and didn't want to even look her in the eye, so. I was like, well, shit, I guess I ain't your type. You know what I mean? So.
Well, he kissed Diana and Lauren last week and just and shit all over Diana. And Lauren's the one with a boyfriend, for the record. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even get that. Like, at least Diana is single and she's about the life.
Bruh, it's that light skin.
He likes the challenge.
I'm telling you. It's that light skin magic, man.
Oh, man, don't get me started. Don't get me started. All right? You know how I feel about that. All right? But he likes the challenge things. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Just like his daddy.
Diana, she keeps coming to him. He wants somebody he can chase.
I don't think he can actually trust Diana either because of the whole Monet
situation. Too. But
I really think that's big. Like, I think he is attracted to Diana, but he wants to play it smart. And as you saw, the very first thing he said to Diana was like, "Did Monet in here?" I think he's always going to have that in his mind, especially what Drew pulled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do think that he really does probably like both girls, but like, yes, it is to chase as well. But I also think it's like she's only feeling legit. Like, oh yeah, and yes, she has a boyfriend, but she also knows like that's some long distance shit, and that's easy for that to deteriorate. You know what I mean? So fuck that. You know what I mean? I think that's how he looks at it. That's the most safest pick for him. You know what I mean? She's not involved with a freaking drug pen, situation. That's a safer pick, and he also knows that she's not sent in as a spy either.
But as we said, with Lauren, the fact that we know Lauren's brother was in rehab or was in rehab because like that's not going to work well if he's trying to share his life with her. I mean, so in that and yeah, so in that sense, Diana is Tasha, and Lauren is Angie. Like in that sense, Lauren is who he wants to be, and Diana is who he is. And so I think they do have that kind of, and that's why, like, I guess when Effie comes, she'll be the balance of the two. But I think that's how they're going with that. Anyway, guys,
Effie's dead.
No, she'll be fine. I know her connect is gonna be like, where the fuck's my money? But that conversation will come back. Epiphany's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. The whole crew and family's coming back. All right, guys, we gotta wrap this up. So
December. See y'all December, right?
Yes, December. So we'll be back in December. Between now and then, Stacey and I will get back to the good old days and finish running through book 1 because when life before Ghost went to jail, because pretty much after season 3, this Ghost went to shit and a lot of things and a lot of things with the show did. But anyway, we'll do that. But let us know in the comments what new topics like for us to discuss. I would like to do some other videos about book 2, like plot holes and rewrites and some of the stupid shit we've seen in the show, and have some fun with that. But we'll always try to give you a video a week. We'll do our best one way or the other. But as always, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment on the video, and share the video, and let us know why you're still watching this show. Let us know, how you think this thing is going to end. How would you have rewritten the show? How would you make the show better? And we will take your constructive criticism because Courtney Kemp will not, because she don't take that very well. If she does any more interviews, we will talk about those. She don't take criticism very well, bro, like at all.
No, I saw. I didn't believe you at first, and I looked it up. Like, oh shit, really? Damn. Like,
yeah, she real sensitive about her kids. I understand, because she sees the show as her kids. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be funny. Where the fuck is fucking 2-Bit? You know what I'm saying? We need to, or kill him. Just kill him. Just let him see him dead in prison. Let Tasha hear a story about him being dead in prison, and we can move on. All right. But anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you in next week, actually. We'll see you.